we continue on. We're now on step 7. Step 7, we need our half of our gearbox that we've already pre-assembled in the previous steps. Plus, we need this component, which is A3. Of course, we need our differential that we built in our first steps. We also need some of these, which are the BA8s. These are the 3x10mm self-tapping screws. We need 4 of those. And of course, our bearings. Well, of course, you know me, I'm substituting these for proper bearings. As you can see here in my little tray, I carry the proper bearings. So throw away those and use 2 of those instead. Okay, let's pop this together. And of course, we're going to use our tub. Hey, tub of grease. Yeah, I haven't got enough of the Tamiya grease, because they never give you enough. So I'm just using, this is a standard multi-purpose grease. I've used this in all my cars and they've been fine. So yeah, that's what I use, guys. Multi-purpose, high melting point, lithium based grease. Simple and straightforward. Right, let's get on build. So the first thing we need to do is we need to take 2 of our bearings, pop those in either side of the bearing cases, like that. So they're the 2 bearings instead of those nasty plastic ones. And then we need to take our gear and we need to give this a good greasing. So I'll get that sorted and done for you back in a second. So there you can see a good liberal coating of grease all round. And then we place that into here, engaging those gears. And then we place the 2 halves of the gearbox case and screw them together. So we take our gearbox case, take the 2 together, we'll line up that shaft into that hole, which you should slide in just nicely. Okay, there we go. And now the right points we screw together the screw holes. So the top, side, this bottom one, and this top one. It's 4 screws. Okay. And yeah, here we go. Let's nip those up so they're tight. Yeah, they're not going nowhere. There we are. Okay, that's step 7 now completed. We're moving on to step 8, and step 8 we need some more components. So we need 2 of these BA9s. These are 2.6mm by 5mm machine head screws, which are these little guys here. We need a couple of these BA12s, which are the 3mm nuts. We need the shaft. Of course, we need 2 of our bearings, which are over here. And not forgetting our little 380 motor and our spur gear. So we're effectively going to be placing this plate onto the motor, and then these little nuts here, we're going to encapsulate those inside here. And I'm going to make it a little bit easier for myself. So a little tip here that I got from when I was building the Scania truck that I've built previously is pop a little bit of Yoo-hoo glue on the nut and glue them in, so that stops them from falling out. So I'll show you that in a second. And then we're going to screw this all together. And if you're interested, the motor, little 380 motor, it's the body of the can is 38mm. If you want to include the 2 shrouds, it's 43mm, and if you want to include end to end, including the pinion and the shaft, it's 60 millimeters, and the diameter of this can is 27.7 millimeters, and the little shaft is 2.3 millimeters diameter, and it is a 10-tooth pinion that sits on here. So you might change that out, well, probably will, have to see. Okay, so let's get this all built together. So first step, I popped a little bit of Yoo-hoo glue on these little nuts here. So let's just a little bit of Yoo-hoo glue on the end here. Okay, and then drop them into place. The Yoo-hoo glue will help keep that stuck inside. Make sure you get it all the way home, and it's straight, of course. Okay, so that'll take a few minutes just for that to go off. So they're going to be glued in, so they're not going to fall out, see? Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is go take our motor and take our H3, our end plate, and getting this kind of in the right way. So I'm just looking for the markings here. I don't know if you can pick these out. There's like a marking here, and this hole is here. So you place it this way around. So pay attention to that. So you get this the right way around. And then we're going to take our little screws, our BA9s, and we're going to screw these into place like so. So that's one, and that's two. There you are. Okay, so now that's held on. We then move on to the second part, which is sorting out our spur gear. And our spur gear, well, this is simple case. Take your two bearings, one that side and one that side, and you need to grease this shaft a bit and then pop it through. So I'm just going to put a little bit of grease on there, but as I'm using bearings, it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so that step 8 is now complete. We're moving on to step 9, and step 9 we need our motor assembly we made in step 8, our gearbox assembly that we've made in all our previous steps, our spur gear system. We need H5, which is this device, a bit of the black tape, which is cut to the 14 millimeters as per the drawing. So that's that. And we need a couple of the screws, which are the BA7s, which will hold the motor in the gearbox. That's these guys here, 3 by 6 millimeter. Key bit here to note is as we put this onto the motor, you get the motor the right way round. So just refer to this section here, the way this pattern is, the screw here, and the way the ring is here. Okay, we then place this device, and again paying attention to the orientation. So we take it this way round. So we look at the drawing, these half shapes here and here are here and here, and this sits underneath the motor at approximately 3 to 5 millimeters from this terminal. So as a guide, and I'll put the ruler up against it just to see, so from the center of that terminal outwards, so that's around about here where this plastic ear and the terminal is. So if you bring that level with that, you're going to be approximately 4 millimeters from the central part of that terminal. So I can pick that up on file, see if I can. Okay, there you are. Okay, so you double sided tape that in, and then we're going to screw this into the gearbox. You can see there. Okay, there we go. So now that's to support the motor, like so. And now we're going to pop this into the gearbox, aligning these with the 17-turn motor on here. And this is going to pop in there, and it should collect that motor. I don't like the way that engages, but that's how it goes. Onto this, I would have rather it be like that, but yeah. Anyway, there we go. That is now step 9 completed. Moving on to step 10. Step 10, we need 3 of these screws, which are the BA8s, which are 3 by 10mm tapping screws. We need a 2, which is this guy, assembled gearbox system and motor, and we're going to simply place grease on here and on the spur gear, place the cover over the top and screw with the 3 screws. Nice easy step, nice and simple. So I'm just going to put the grease on here first. I'm not going to show you how to do grease because you just got to get stuck in, and then screw the cap on and the lid on. Okay, all right, back to you in a moment. There you go, that's greased up. Okay, so we've laid the grease on, and now put the cap on. So we are on step 11, and step 11, we need a few more components. So we need our gearbox assembly, we need our D6 parts, and then orientate these the correct way. So making sure you've got these 2 holes here facing the front, and these are going to slip over the gearbox here like this, and we're going to use a BA4 step screw, which is this guy here, which is a 3 by 46mm screw pin. And all we're going to do is locate the hole. Oh, there we go. Locate the hole each side, and then screw this through so that it stops. So that's one. Take the other side. Now 3 by 46mm step screw. Again, locate the hole. You may need to just move the arm until it slots in. There you go, you soon find it. There you go. And then screw that home so that's nice and tight. There we are. Okay, so that is step 11 completed. So we continue on with step 12. And step 12, we need a few components from the component tree. We need these, which are the E2s, which are these guys over here. We need a couple of the BA5s, which are the 3 by 32mm screw pins, a couple of those. And we also need these, the N2s. These are the drive cups, or the output cups, if you like, from the gearbox to the drive shafts that go out to the wheel, stub axles. Okay, so simple step, put this on, very similar to what we did before. A little bit of greasing on these areas here, so I'm just gonna got a little bit of grease on here,
You don't need a lot. As I'm already using bearings as well, you don't need to go too mad. Okay, so a little bit of grease on those. Same we got on that one. There we go. And that'll do nicely. And then these go into the end. You just push these and twist them until they slot in. You feel them slot in. Then engage. So you give a little bit of push pressure and then they slot in. Okay, there you go. So you put them one way, the other one spins the other way. So if I go right, this one goes left. If I go left, this one goes right. And then we got to pop in these top arms, much the same way as we did before. Make sure we get the orientation correct on this side, this way around. Okay, that top arm is going to locate along there, he says. Oh, get it on the right one, not the very top one, that one. There we go. And slot the pin through, find the hole, take your screwdriver and screw that home. Like that. Same again on the other side. Pop that across there, take a screw pin through the front, just locate the hole, push it all the way home and screw that home like that. So now you'll have those. Okay, step 12 completed.